All right, guys, welcome back to the message. Super cool, very important message. I'm going to be pushing out over 24 of my favorite dividend-paying stocks in this video. So you're really going to want to stick around. I know in wake of all of the volatility that's going on in the stock market, there's a ton of people who are hitting me up. What do I buy, Ryan? What's going on? What's cheap? What's overvalued? What's undervalued? This video is going to be specifically tailored to the dividend investor. We're going to save the growth companies for another day, and we're going to save the passive income investments through the ETFs and index funds as well for another video. And in this video, I'm going to push out these names to you guys. And before we do, I want to premise this. Watching these videos doesn't mean that you have to jump into the market this week and buy every one of these stocks. That is not the point to this. I would encourage each and every one of you guys to understand that this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to provide you guys the awareness piece of these names. Every single one of these stocks I personally own. So I offer this more as a testimonial, but you're going to want to do your own homework before taking any investment position in any investment product out there. But with the current volatility in the stock market, this typically brings out a lot of emotion in people. A lot of people want to just sell everything, or there's other people who want to get started in the stock market. And this list is going to help you from a quality perspective take each of these names and cross-compare them with your portfolio. One of two things are going to happen. Either you have a lot of these names, because I'm going to offer you my top 12 stocks to own forever in this list. I started with 5 on the channel, and for you guys that have followed me for many years, you'll know that it started with 5 and it grew to 10, and I'm going to offer 12. But at the end of this video, we're going to have 24 stock picks, great dividend quality companies. We're talking about companies out of the dividend kings, out of the dividend aristocrats, and the dividend achievers list here, guys. So we don't need to spend a lot of our time looking at companies here that are less than best of breed. I would encourage each and every one of you guys, if you're looking to take a position in this volatile market, great. But your focus needs to be on investable companies with clean balance sheets and specifically focused on their ability to maintain and pay their dividends not only now, but going forward as they have done historically. So super important. I'm going to jump into this list and start firing them at you. In the financials, we're going to talk about the biggest bank in the world. JP Chase is my favorite. The second is Citigroup. Okay, now you could fall into Wells Fargo and Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. Those make the list, but the two for financials that I'm pushing out for this video is JP Morgan and Citigroup. Citigroup book value is around $70. It's currently trading below 40 right now. I currently own a big position in both of these banks. I think both of these will get you done in the financial sector. Next, out of the staples, is Procter Gamble. Procter Gamble takes a slight favor as far as brand recognition over Kimberly-Clark, okay? Procter Gamble is a dividend king. Kimberly-Clark is a dividend aristocrat. You really can trip and fall into either one of these names. That's what I've done. I own them both. But if you're looking from a quality perspective and you're asking me, Ryan, what do I buy in this market? You really don't have to look a whole lot further than the quality companies out there. Procter & Gamble will get it done. Definitely makes my top 12 list of stocks to own forever. Exxon, Mobil, and Chevron, the two major energy plays right here. Energy has been cut in half since last year. The sector has been annihilated. Okay. If you're going to seek out exposure in energy, now is probably the time to take a look at it. Okay, every diversified portfolio should have some exposure across all the 11 sectors in the S&P 500. I'm void real estate and Utes in this list, as well as the material sector, because those I typically try to get my exposure in other avenues through sector-specific ETFs or as a broader based holding within some of the larger ETFs that I own. But for the sake of this video, Exxon Mobil and Chevron will get it done for you. Exxon Mobil is a dividend king. Chevron is a dividend aristocrat, so we're taking the cream of the crop out of those. No need to look a whole lot further past. If you own them both, great. If not, they're worth taking a look at. Next is a very, very tough sector. It's communications services, okay? This is a newly formed sector from the old. Some of these names used to fall under discretionary, like Disney. Disney is one of those stocks that you can buy and own forever. I did add a couple token picks on this as well. Verizon, it's really one of the best well-run companies out there. Super nice dividend, been paid to shareholders for a long time, very reliable, great balance sheet with Verizon, and then AT&T, which is an aristocrat. So any one of these you could do fine with, but Disney in the number one position really can get it done for you. If you don't have any exposure of Disney, here flirting with $100 a share, probably looking at a fairly good entry point into Disney. Next in the staples is Coca-Cola. Coke, ticker symbol KO, is a dividend king, as well as Pepsi. You could do well with either one of these, Pepsi being the aristocrat, Coke being the king. I gave the nod to Coke really for no specific reason. I like and own them both. Pepsi's probably a little more diversified of a business and was a little bit more forward-leaning with transitioning their business from some of their legacy products into some more health-conscious products, as well as they do hold a little bit heavier of a product portfolio with Pepsi. But Coke took the edge for me as far as being one of those stocks that you can just buy and own forever. The next on the list is going to be Microsoft and Apple computers. These really should be your 1 and 2 punch flagship in the technology sector. And I did give some legacy mega tech as well in this group to think about. IBM right now could be a potentially better value than Apple or Microsoft. IBM I do own. Intel as well in the chip space. And then finally Cisco, CSCO, to round out your technology. So I just threw 5 names at you, but just for clarity, Microsoft and Apple made that list of stocks that you can own forever in the number 1 position. J&J stands alone, okay? There really shouldn't be any value investors out there that need to look a whole lot further into healthcare than Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is probably my number 1 favorite stock of all time. That's how highly regarded I find this company to be. Paid the dividend over 100 years. This company is rooted in legacy, and can't speak highly enough about the leadership in Johnson & Johnson, how well they are run, how clean their balance sheet is. If there's value investors out there that are catching this video and they're wondering about how they can improve upon their portfolio strength, Johnson & Johnson can get it done. And right below those, Pfizer did meet my requirements for stocks that you can buy and own forever, but I definitely wanted to mention Merck and AbbVie as well. AbbVie being the aristocrat out of the deal, out of the foursome, but I own all 4 of these, as I can't really differentiate between how good these businesses are, so I justify owning them all as they are all phenomenal companies. The next comes out of the industrials sector, and that is in the number 1 position, 3M, based on their diversified suite of products that they own. 3M is a global business, phenomenal company. It is a dividend king as well. So if you're looking to add some of that quality dividend exposure to the portfolio, 3M will get it done for you, and as well as Caterpillar. Caterpillar kind of made the backup list. I also own Caterpillar. It's an aristocrat. Very, very good company. And then my final 2 that I'll offer to you guys are a couple picks that may strike up a little bit of controversy. That's fine. I own them both. The first being McDonald's. absolutely fantastic. Global business, great entry price here with the volatility. And if there's people here who are trying to pick their spots in the market, McDonald's, man, you don't need to be looking at some of these uninvestable companies right now. There's a ton of people that are hitting me up. Ryan, should I buy the airlines? Ryan, should I buy the cruise ships? Guys, we need to not be looking so far past our nose here, okay? We really need to be looking at these best of breed companies here that are selling at a discount right now and look to take advantage of this volatility. These will give you the best chance of winning over time, guys. And the final pick I will mention here is a company that it's been an awesome company to own in my portfolio. I own a large position in Walmart. WMT makes my list of stocks to own forever. It did not previously make my list, but I'm adding it now. So guys, I've given you 24 stock picks. The first ones in the first positions are the ones really that you can buy and own forever. The other ones as well, you can really buy and own them forever as well. Those are going to establish that dividend income that we're going to want to seek. The criteria here during the volatility for my subscriber base and those that really respect my opinion on the insights of the stock market and what I'm actually looking at and looking to buy in this market, you need to be looking at quality in the balance sheet, and you need to be looking at the potential for the companies to withstand this volatility and continue to pay their dividends to you guys and us as shareholders. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video. You want to leave your comments at the bottom of this message. Certainly, if there's stock picks out there that you believe I've missed, leave them in the thread for the group, as there will be a lot of investors come to review this dialogue right here to get some new investing ideas from an awareness perspective. Share the message with anybody out there that you know needs some information introductory to the stock market. Bring them onto the Independent Investor channel, man. We will take care of them, certainly. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video, and good luck in your investment future.